I'm Amy. I'm one of the practitioners here at My Pet's Brace, and I'm going to be showing you how to do a stifle casting video for a small dog. Here we have Rocky. Rocky's here for a right brace for an ACL injury. So some of the things that you're going to definitely want are casting scissors, a cutter. You can use a box cutter or anything like that. You need a marker. I like the really big Sharpies. You're going to need a tube to cut along. You need your stockinette, and I definitely recommend the 1 inch, 2 rolls of the 1 inch. The 1 inch just gets a lot of detail in there. You're also going to want a measuring tape for doing the various measurements that's on the measurement form, and a bucket of water. The water, you want it to be kind of lukewarm, so not boiling hot, but not freezing cold. So you're just going to dip the stockinette in there, get it nice and wet, and then wring it out. All right. And then have your lovely assistant pick up the leg, and then we can slip that right on there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that stockinette goes as high up into that groin as possible. Just trying to get as much of that material. We definitely want to get from the hock all the way up to as high up into that stifle as possible. And then we're going to have that tube that just goes right along the side, and that's what you're going to be cutting along. Good job, bud. So we're just going to put the casting tape into the water. It's going to be in there for about 10 to 15 seconds. While it's in there, just kind of massage it to make sure that all of the layers get a nice coating of water. Yeah. Good job, bud. And then once you take it out, just wring as much water out of it as possible. If there's too much water that's still remaining in the casting tape, it's not going to stick as nicely. And then we're going to start, and we're going to go from the hock upwards. So you're going to start right below the calcaneus, right below the hock. So here's his calcaneus. So we're just going to wrap right around, making sure to kind of overlap a little bit. You want about 2 layers is ideal. And we're just going to go around and around. I know, what are we doing, bud? You're such a good boy. And then again, we're going to go as high up into that groin as we possibly can. That's going to make it so that way we can get a very accurate cast, which will give the brace the maximum amount of security and stability. A good rule of thumb is if this side is higher than that side, you're on the right track. I don't need your tail, bud. You can keep that. Good job. So what we're going to do is start massaging. Just massaging the material so that way it stays together. We're going to really delineate where that casting tube is. Just making sure to really show where that is. And then also what we're going to be massaging in is where the patella tendon is. So we've got the tibial tuberosity right here, and we've got his patella right here. So we're really going to show where that is because that's where the knee center is. That's where the joints of the brace are going to be. So it's really good to see where that is. And then we're also making sure that his knee isn't too flexed. So we want to make sure that it's not too flexed, but also not too extended, kind of in a normal standing position. Where are you going? And also we want to make sure from this angle, from kind of the front and back, that he's not in valgus or varus, that he's just nice and straight. All right. So we're going to use our marker, and we're going to show where that calcaneus is. because some very straight-legged dogs, you can't really see it that well. And we're also going to show where that patella tendon is. And then what you can also do is show where that tibial tuberosity as well as the patella is. And if there are any kind of landmarks, such as lipomas or anything like that, delineate those as well. So the casting tube, we're just going to go along and then we're going to make these hash marks. Like so. And then you just take your cutting material, your cutting blade, and you're just going to cut right along that cutting tube. The cutting tube is there to make sure that you don't, you can get a very firm cut and you can go right along that cast. Perfect, perfect. Then you can just pull that tube right out. Then you're going to use your casting scissors to cut the stockinette off. And you're going to go right along that cut you just made. And then making sure to keep him still in a standing position and he's not going to collapse, you can just open it up and peel it right off. And then what we're also going to do is we're going to do two measurements. One is from his knee center to his hock, and the other one is from the knee center to the groin. So what we like to do is actually go from the inside. So again, you're going to look for that patella tendon, and you're going to make sure that the 0 is right on that patella tendon. And you're going to come on down. So that would be like 6. And then on the for the knee center to the groin, you're going to put that casting or that measuring tape as high up into that groin as possible, and then you're going to bring it down to that knee center, right on the inside. So that's 4. That's very helpful for us, so that way we know about how much room we have in the groin to actually make that brace. So thank you for watching. Good luck, and if you have any questions whatsoever, please contact us, and we'll be happy to help.